As a coastal nation with a tropical monsoon climate and fertile land, Vietnam is a country with a long agricultural production tradition. Having understood these strengths from the mid-20th century, the government of Vietnam has prioritized policies for agricultural development, and one of the key decisions was the establishment of a scientific research organization specializing in this field, the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences. Established in 1952, the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences is the country's leading scientific research organization in agriculture and rural development, whose mission is to bring scientific advances to these fields and to promote sustainable agricultural development. The Academy is the home of many advanced crop varieties and technical innovations, contributing substantially to rural economic development in Vietnam. The Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences has trained generations of researchers, scientists, leading experts, and experienced managers. All have provided important contributions to the development of the agriculture sector in our country. The Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences is a research organization under the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Currently, the Academy consists of 18 member research institutions, performing research missions and developing and promoting technical advances in the production of field and estate crops. The Academy has a goal of building a comprehensive and vibrant agricultural industry, focusing on diversification of products and in developing modern, sustainable, and environmentally friendly products. An important aim is for sustainable agricultural development to be the foundation for a new rural economy that improves the livelihoods of rural people. Towards the orientation of a modern agriculture and high productivity for the country, the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences attaches high importance to scientific research, especially studies of gene resources. Every year the Academy conducts evaluation of genetic diversity and has built an impressive database on hundreds of accessions of rice, soybeans, peanuts, sweet potatoes, and many other crops. A key focus is the decoding of rice genetic resources. Thanks to the research achievements of the Academy, many new plant varieties have been created, selected, and released for commercial production, such as drought-resistant rice, salt-tolerant rice, pest-resistant rice, blight-resistant rice, sweet potato with high starch content and that is resistant to late potato blight. Crucial data from genome sequencing is stored at the Agricultural Genetics Institute. This data provides breeders with a rich source of genes for specific breeding objectives, such as the development of super high-yielding rice, high-quality and resistant short-duration rice varieties. In particular, the Academy has cooperated with many internationally reputable agencies. An example of this collaboration is the successful sequencing of 36 elite indigenous rice varieties of Vietnam. This was achieved through accessing advanced methods of genome decoding using the most modern equipment available in the world. The complete decoding of the rice genome has opened new research orientations on genomics and bioinformatics that enables the exploitation of the genome sequence by research institutions, universities, and breeders. Current research includes genetic conservation, identification of gene function, as well as breeding of high-yield, good-quality varieties resistant to pests and adverse biological and non-biological conditions. The successful code conversion of genome was selected as one of the 10 outstanding scientific events of 2013. To 2015, along with mutation breeding, the achievement of the Agricultural Genetics Institute has been voted as one of 10 out of 100 outstanding events in 10 years by the Ministry of Science and Technology. Currently, the Academy manages 24,500 accessions of crop plant genetic resources, with 19,500 of these preserved at the Plant Resources Centre and over 5,000 accessions curated at other institutes within the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences. The abundance of these genetic resources is extremely necessary in the context of having the potential to identify climate-ready varieties to equip farmers to be able to respond to the vagaries of the weather due to climatic change. Apart from genetic research and plant breeding, the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences is the leading institution throughout the country in soil research, one of the most important factors of the agricultural ecosystem. Hundreds of researchers of the Academy are engaged in developing soil maps, evaluating soil suitability, and determining the limiting factors of soils on major crops, and for studying technological solutions for rational and sustainable land use. The research findings help regional scientists and extension specialists determine appropriate crops and varieties, generating high economic efficiencies in each cultivated area in Vietnam. Furthermore, the Academy has established an online map to help farmers and production managers to have access to information on fertilizers and on appropriate fertilizer application and cultivation methods via the Internet. Maximizing what nature has to offer at specific localities, the agricultural experts of the Academy have also conducted studies on methods for soil improvement. They have successfully trialed mineral organic fertilizers from biochar, slow-release fertilizers from double-layer hydroxide nanomaterials, and NPK fertilizer added with increasing effectiveness. The Academy has made many research achievements on pest and disease prediction and management, rapid and accurate diagnosis of diseases such as rice harmful dwarf virus in the south, rice black stripes, yellow dwarf virus disease, rice ragged stunt virus, sugarcane budgrass, and cassava dragon brushes have led to effective preventative solutions. Regarding the agricultural environment, the observation and analysis of the soil environment allows researchers to establish an environmental database on the main soil types. The Academy has conducted studies and developed several products that enable the implementation of innovative processes for treating waste from crop cultivation and livestock, to make bioorganic fertilizer, microbioorganic fertilizers, and for treating the contamination caused by livestock. They have also developed methods to process byproducts and treat contaminated land caused by the overuse of plant protection products. Many studies on the effects of and solutions to minimize the impact of climate change have been successfully completed. The cultivation processes to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and to treat agricultural waste have been completed and delivered to producers. Operating in a fledgling production system of some agricultural commodities, the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences is always aware of the gap between research and practical application. Transfer of technologies and commercialization of agro products are one of the strongest activities of our Academy today. Each year, the Academy transfers thousands of tons of breeder rice seed, rice super seeds, and certified seeds, millions of fruit trees, flowers, and plants to producers. Hundreds of varieties have been commercially transferred with a value of hundreds of billions of Vietnam dong. For vegetable production, the Academy has provided guidance to farmers for the application process of safe vegetable production under Viet Gap in 9 provinces. More than 270 technicians and 2,700 farmers have been trained on vegetable growing techniques under Viet Gap protocols. The Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences has not only transferred crop plant seed varieties, it has also conducted research and then transferred the most optimal production practices to farmers. Of those are the process for prevention of yellow dwarf virus and rice ragged stunt virus, the process of safe vegetable production by Viet Gap, intensive processes for peanut production with yields of 5 tons per hectare, processes for coffee recultivation, the process for production of edible mushrooms and medicinal mushrooms, the process for treatment of wastewater from cassava starch processing, the application of microbial treatment and reuse of cannon byproducts as feed for livestock, processes for treatment of waste from mushroom cultivation as fertilizer, processes for the application of plant protection and biotechnological products in safe vegetable production, and the process of producing and collecting biochar. Building of modern agricultural production models is one of the strengths in the research activities of the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences. Various advanced models have been put into practice, including short-duration rice varieties, large field models for quality rice production, the restructuring model of 4 crops, spring rice, summer watermelon, early cabbage, late cauliflower, models for jujube tree plantation, and wax gourd production. These models not only help farmers to obtain a large amount of product, they also help them to take full advantage of the land potential in their native lands. After 60 years of dedicated research, scientists from the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences have contributed to substantial positive changes in agricultural production and the rural economy in the country. A clear success story is rice production in the north. An area of approximately 750 to 800,000 hectares per year is estimated to be under the cultivation of new varieties. On average, if the yield of new varieties increases by 10%, there is an increase of 350,000 tons of paddy, equivalent to 1,200 billion Vietnam dong per year. Previously, the Mekong Delta area could grow only 1 rice crop in the flood season. In the dry season, all fields were left abandoned because of the salinity intrusion of acidification. Today, the careful development of dike embankments, deacidification, desalination, and the release of high-yielding, short-duration rice varieties has helped the Mekong Delta to cultivate 3 rice crops per year. The area planted to new rice varieties bred by the Academy covers over 2.4 million hectares. Productivity has increased by 1.2 million tons of paddy per year, and profit has increased by approximately 4 to 5 trillion Vietnam dong per year. Vietnam has progressed rapidly from a poor country which had to import over 1 million tons of milled rice per year to a rice exporting country with a turnover of 7 million tons per year. Another success story is maize. Maize varieties bred by the Academy can compete with foreign seeds or with the multinational companies in Vietnam. Each year, our academy actively transfers over 4,000 tons of maize seed to production and guarantees to provide 40% of the nationwide demand for hybrid maize. Due to the application of new varieties, Vietnam corn productivity has surpassed Thailand and taken the lead in Southeast Asia, bringing a profit of around 500 billion Vietnam dong per year. Among the new soybean and peanut varieties, the annual planting of the peanut varieties L14, L18 and L23 are hundreds of thousands of hectares. Today, the new varieties bred by our academy have covered almost the entire area of cassava cultivation in the country, with a yield increase of nearly 100%. The new fruit varieties selected by the academy, such as rare ripe lychee, late ripe longan, seedless orange, and long ding cayenne pineapple, have been widely increased in production in southern provinces and other localities, which promote the fruit growing area and increase incomes for farmers. Other valuable crops, such as coffee, pepper, cashew nuts, and tea, have been studied by scientists from the academy. Their research has led to improved quality and increased production, making Vietnam the world's biggest pepper exporting country and a leading cashew exporter for many years. Vietnam has also surpassed Brazil to be the world's #1 exporter of coffee and the 5th biggest exporter of tea. Currently, the new tea varieties selected and bred by the academy cover nearly 50% of the national tea planting area. The new Robusta coffee varieties can be resistant to rust, with a yield between 4 to 6 tons per hectare. For many years, Vietnam has been listed as one of the world's biggest exporting countries of coffee, tea, and pepper, and the leading exporter of cashew nuts in many consecutive years. The Academy has also gained a lot of achievements in its research on production and export quality of vegetables, flowers, and fruit trees. Many new plant varieties have also been widely disseminated, including the production of cold resistance rubber, cocoa, pink bananas, pepper, lemon, and tropical fruit trees such as peaches and pears. The achievements in the restructuring of agricultural crops, especially for the winter crop season, with the dissemination of a series of winter crops such as soybeans, potatoes, corn, and other vegetables, has brought obvious economic benefits. Previously, the fields in the northern provinces were often left fallow during the long cold winters. Now they have been replaced by large-scale vegetable fields, meeting the needs of our people and for exporting abroad. Together with the development of the market economy, changes in plant structure have created commodity production areas. Many agricultural products in Vietnam have become competitive commodities on the international market, which have brought both revenue for the country and a strong basis for Vietnam to ensure food security and poverty alleviation. In this success, it is impossible not to mention the efforts of generations of researchers of the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences. Accumulated from the establishment of a long history and tradition of development, the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences consists of 18 research units, with a valuable human resource of 3,000 staff, including more than 30 professors and associate professors, nearly 200 doctors of philosophy and doctors, more than 600 masters of science, and 1,000 highly specialized agronomists. The Academy is equipped with modern laboratories and high technological equipment, including on cell technology, biotechnology, and genetic engineering. Key national laboratories serving basic research on plant cells and application methods using cell technology. From these laboratories, the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences has created various new genetic materials and disease-free genetic sources serving plant breeding and quick multiplication of high-yielding, good-quality crop varieties, resistant to adverse environmental conditions. The expansion of cooperation in country and abroad to transfer knowledge and technology in the field of plant cell technology is paid special attention to by the Academy. Many highly qualified scientific experts have been trained in basic research on plant cell technologies for research institutions, universities, and the pilot micropropagation technology. Currently, products from screen houses, nurseries, and pilot models from laboratories such as varieties of pomelos, oranges, tangerines, sugarcane, rice, and flower seeds are brought to all parts of the country. The most successful achievements are the transfer of varieties and technologies to companies, businesses, and the consultancy work to develop high-tech agricultural zones. Various modern technologies and research methods such as micropropagation, genetic engineering, and selective breeding by using molecular markers have been transferred to many research institutions and universities. Ceaselessly looking for new initiatives and building of high-quality human resources for the country, the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences focuses on postgraduate education. With the aim of improving the quality of training, the Academy has regularly updated professional knowledge, technical advances, and new technological achievements in the teaching curriculums. At the same time, the Academy also requires that all dissertations and theses must take into account the scientific content of key programs, state-level tasks, and ministerial and international cooperation projects. Every year, the Academy conducts training for 5 doctorate programs and 5 professional programs for Master of Science. In the period 2006 to 2014, from this cradle of scientists, 109 Doctor of Philosophy students and 365 master students completed their training programs, bringing the total number of trained researchers at the Academy to over 442 Doctors of Philosophy and 745 Masters. Many of these are now managers in central agencies, local leaders, or undertaking important positions, and are leading experts in research organizations and other training units. Nearly 100 staff from the Academy are sent abroad for training in doctorate, master's, and degree programs per year. More than 200 cadres and researchers conduct their graduate studies at other educational organizations all over the country. The Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences has extensive international partnerships with 21 countries, territories, and 24 international organizations. Dozens of international cooperation and collaboration projects have been implemented in the form of bilateral and multilateral projects. Of these, there have been sustainable cooperation projects with the International Rice Research Institute, COPIA Vietnam, and Vietnam-Cuba Cooperation Project, amongst others. In particular, the Academy has had many successes in scientific cooperation and training of researchers and managers with the Republic of Korea, Japan, and some African countries. In the recent past, the COPIA Center has cooperated with the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences to implement numerous projects to develop agriculture in Vietnam, such as the project on biofuel crops, sugarcane, cassava, and jatropha, and on numerous kinds of vegetables, mushrooms, and peanuts. Through these projects, we have developed many new promising varieties and at the same time popularized new and modern techniques with farmers, thus contributing to Vietnam's agricultural industry. With these achievements, we hope in the near future we will continue to maintain these activities and focus on implementing the new projects as an important point for agricultural development in Vietnam. We expect that the cooperation between Copia Center and the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences will help bring prosperity to Vietnamese farmers. Thanks to the promotion of international cooperation, many new techniques and crop varieties have been transferred to Vietnam and have been promoted to good effect. The enhanced capacity of staff has contributed significantly to the overall development of the Academy. Contributions of the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences in recent years have been great. The most important of these are the mastering of land resources, research on selecting new varieties of high yield and quality varieties, and proposing suitable cultivation measures for the climatic and soil conditions of each region. All of these have helped to quickly improve crop productivity and quality, especially for rice, coffee, pepper, and a variety of other crops. Our country, once a food-deficient nation, is now exporting large quantities of agricultural products to the world markets. Contributions from the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences have not only increased quantity, but also helped farmers to have higher incomes and improve their livelihood. The achievements of the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences have contributed to promoting policies and national agricultural extension programs, the most important of which are the active dissemination of knowledge, technologies, and the transformation of plant varieties. The economic value brought about by these activities has changed the face of agricultural production and helped farmers to get rich on their native land. Having contributed significantly to the development of agriculture in our country, the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences has achieved many awards from the state and honorable titles, including 12 Medals of Independence, 29 Labor Medals, 2 Ho Chi Minh Medals, and many other noble titles. With the position, function, scientific potential, and inheritance of great achievements in the history of scientific activities, the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences has become a leading organization with significant contributions to the development and sustainability of the agriculture sector in Vietnam. To achieve the goals of the Vietnam Academy of Agricultural Sciences in the coming time, first we have to build human resources and increase the number of specialized experts in each field of research. Secondly, we need to continue to seek investment from related ministries and branches to enhance facilities for the Academy. Thirdly, we have to improve the scientific management mechanism to manage the task of science and technology. For example, we will gather the best scientists in the field of research into a group and solve a practical problem posed from reality. One more thing that we request is that the State and Ministry of Science and Technology should pay more attention to investment in science and technology, especially in agricultural science and technology. The outstanding achievements that the Academy has achieved during the past 6 decades affirms that the policy of the government of Vietnam to prioritize agriculture is a sound strategy. The Academy has provided a substantial contribution to the promotion of national economic development, improving people's lives and bringing a new spring to this strip of land on the shores of the East Sea.